Hallo, Freunde. Oh, beans. There we go. That's better. Now you can hear me. What is up, gamers? Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Hope you're all having a Thursday of goodness. It's nice to be here. Say goodbye to the starting soon song. Hi. Let me check in with chat, see how everybody's doing. Hello, Silly. Welcome on in. Hello, hello. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. Very nice to see you. And welcome in. And hello, indeed, to Sen. Hello, Nix. Hello. How's it going, friends? Lovely to see you. The reason that I said "Hallo, Freunde" instead of "Hello, friends" is because Nix has asserted that they need to practice their German. So this will not be a German language stream because I recognize that probably most people in chat don't speak German, and I love to be as inclusive as oh, beans! Heck!
Oh hell yeah, John Cafe's just subscribed. Honeymoon jump scare.
Thank you for the jump scare and congrats on your honeymoon. Hello. Thank you so much for the sub. 30 months. Oh my sweet pizza. That's not a phrase anyone's ever said in their whole life. Why did I say that? Oh my god. I can see today's gonna go great. Anyways. Hello. It's lovely to see you. Please don't choke. Oh my god. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. I noticed, oh geez, the mug that was previously in this space has left a bit of a mark. So I'll clean that up. Oh my god, something left a whole bunch of gold paint on here. Has that always been there? I have no idea. Anyways. Hello. Did I say hi, Sen? Did I say hi, Eddie? Hi, everyone. Hope you're all having wonderful days. I certainly have been having a day. Okay, so I'm a little bit late today, and the reason that I'm a little bit late is, sometimes when you're just like, okay, I just need to send like a quick message to somebody, and then I'm gonna jump off and go do something else away from the computer that I need to do, in this case, streaming. So I sent off a quick message to someone about something unrelated to streaming or art, and immediately they pinged back with like a paragraph. And I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta read this now. So then I had to read that, then I had to reply to it, and it was, all sort of annoying, sort of bitty little issues. Not this person's fault by any stretch, just something that they're also dealing with that they wanted to let me know about, that is also relevant to my interests. But heck is what I'm going to say about that. So it took a few minutes to kind of resolve that, so I was a little bit later getting on here than I normally would. I have just spied the teeny tiniest little spider just off screen on the desk. So I'm just going to pop onto the technical difficulties screen and hope you can still hear me while I gather up this little buddy as best as I can. No, don't. Oh, okay, well, never mind. I was going to try and gather it up to put it outside, but it has now run away. And I can't, because it's teeny tiny, I cannot see where it's gone. So now it's hiding from me and
Twitch
probably going to
user
make lots of
Sammy
cobwebs
Shoppers.
and stuff. But we've got a raid! Oh my goodness, hello! Hell, Angel Pharaoh, hello, welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Hello, hello. I hope you had a lovely stream. What did you get up to today? How are you? Hello, hello, raiders. Let me get a shout out. Right there. Yay! It worked! Hello, how was your stream? What did you do today? I'd love to hear all about it. For anyone who's come in and is new here, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Twitch user Sammy Kelsch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays and very occasionally on Sundays as well. I'm currently drawing these two hamsters. They are, they're very gay. Happy Pride Month to them, and them specifically. On a bicycle that, honestly, now that I'm looking at it, lightly defies physics. Please don't question it too much. Just focus on the cute, please. Having a nice time. Maybe they've been being gay and doing crimes. Who knows? I don't know. Anyways, this is what we're working on today in a watercolor. I haven't actually started painting because I had the usual sort of how's my day been? Oh, it's been terrible kind of things to report. But yes, these two ladies are having a lovely time together. They're in love. It's great, and yeah. Vera says very cute. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you very much indeed again for the raid. I really appreciate it. Um, I am just now realizing that I did not make. Normally, I have a tab with my Instagram on it so that I can show people things from the internet while I'm on stream, and I forgot to load it up. So I'm going to do that right now. Because here's the thing that I painted yesterday. In case anyone is curious as to what some of my artwork looks like when it's done. This is sincere pirate fan art because, you know, sometimes I just gotta be like that. Anyways. This is, so this is just a nice little, I say nice little, this is a depiction of somebody just having, you know, a not great time, and doesn't, and, you know, can't talk about it, and just wants to get under a blanket, because when this guy gets sad, he just wants to get under a blanket, and I wholeheartedly relate to that, and isn't it nice that he has a very supportive boyfriend anyways, so that's that, Comfort art is very nice, says Eddie. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much indeed, I appreciate it. Sometimes I find it nice to do, like, comforting art. I've kind of largely, I think, moved out of a phase where I do a lot of sort of, I don't know, channeling my sadnesses into really sad artworks, because I got that out of my system in my 20s, I think. These days I want to draw hamsters on bicycles being gay, but, sometimes just a little comforting situation is quite nice as well, I think. Just a little, like, sometimes things are sad, and that's okay. And it's okay to not feel great. And I hope that, you know, you have support and things that help you feel better. Anyways, it's very comforting indeed, says Sen. Thank you. Eddie said, how dare you not draw hamsters riding a bicycle in a physically accurate way? I'm so sorry. I mean, in fairness, like, look at what are their legs doing? They don't, like, they can barely reach the pedals with their little hamster paw feet. But they're trying their best. Oh my god. Sorry. The sip of coffee just now gave me, like, it was giving, for reasons I cannot explain, it was giving, like, specifically all-pro plant-based dark chocolate pudding, which is one of my very favorite sort of regular dessert snacks. And I got a note of that specifically, like, it was a somewhat fugitive tasting note because it's gone now. But this coffee, by the way, is by Red Bank Coffee. It is their, the variety is Nzinza, and it comes from Rwanda, and it's super nice. Highly recommended. I'm really enjoying it. It's very, very pleasant, just as like a milkless, sugarless black filter brew as well. Very nice. Very nice. It's the first coffee I've tried from the Nzinza variety, but I'm liking it. It's delightful. Anyways, should I do some painting? I feel like I should do some painting. Oh, also, as always, no pressure, obviously, but Vero, because you did do a raid, you are permitted to pay art tax. If there is anything that you want to share with us, you can. But as always, also no pressure if you just want to chill. That is totally fine as well. I'm gonna get started. How's everyone's week's been, by the way? If you had good weeks, I hope you've had good weeks. It feels like it's been like 5 minutes since the last time I streamed. Like, it genuinely feels like it's been about 5 minutes since the last time I streamed. I don't know what's up. This week has just gone by like what? It's been a week? What? I mean, it hasn't been a week, but I mean, it's been several days, but it's been the first art stream of the week, and now it's the last art stream of the week, and it doesn't feel like any time has gone by in between the two. Just in case we finish this super early today, which I don't think we will, but just on the off chance that we do, but there's gonna be a lot more details being added to this, but just in case we finish it super, super early. I do have another little sketchy, which, oh, my camera is being real jerky. At least it is for me. I don't know if my hand movements are smooth or if they're frame rate for you. But anyways, I've got another sketch that I did earlier. Um, of just a couple little guys. You can't tell, but this is going to be at nighttime because I want to do a little shooting star in the sky, and they're having a little moment together, all snuggly in the evening, outside of a little cottage somewhere on a Scottish island, because I like coziness, and that felt like a cozy thing to do. So that's what I'm gonna do, possibly later, or possibly off stream while I'm doing D&D, or tomorrow afternoon perhaps. We'll see. Anyways, but yeah, I also have the terrible drawing canvas. Hopefully, terrible drawing time is still live as an option, and I didn't forget to enable it or anything. But last time we drew Agent 47 from Hitman in the clown costume, and I think it might be my favorite thing I've ever drawn on as a terrible drawing time. Yeah. I really wish I could say that the number of terrible drawing times that I've done over the period that it's been available as a stream feature, I wish I could say that I felt like I was getting faster and better at like sketching weird random crap off the top of my head, but I genuinely don't think that that's the case. It varies incredibly wildly. Like, I think this is genuinely a very nice little sketch of a little goblin, a little Regency goblin man, and then on the other hand, what the hell is this fresh mess? What did I do? I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, that's the crapshoot of terrible drawing time, by the way. If you do ever decide to redeem it, you may end up with the most beautiful thing I've ever sketched in my entire life, which still isn't very good. Or you might end up with just an absolute abomination. Also, oh geez, you know what? I left my pencil in the other room. Okay, Vera, this requires some explanation. So, it says cousins question marks because in the early English dub of the anime Sailor Moon, these two characters in the original Japanese story are dating. They're lesbians and they're in love and they're both ladies and they're obviously making out. But when they translated it into the English dub, they decided that, oh, no, gayness is too much for North American kids. So we're just going to say that these two are cousins, and that's why they're so close. So that's why it says cousins question marks, because clearly they're not. Clearly they're just dating. But it was like the late 90s, and they didn't want to have to explain, like, some lady's gay in like an anime for kids. Oh my god, we've got a terrible drawing time on that note. Two ducks kissing while fighting over bread. Oh bless. This sounds like it's a story that you witnessed. Did this happen while you were hanging out near a pond or something? That's adorable, Nix. I love it. Vera says, "Oh well. Oh lol, no worries then. A shit ton of anime his cousin's doing it. Oh no." Oh no, I will hard pass on that because that's not for me. No. Anyways, so my pencil's in the other room, so I'm gonna have to get my pencil because my pencil is in the other room. But Nyx has redeemed a terrible drawing time, and I see indeed that Eddie says that Nyx and I have been pretty busy, so we sadly missed a bunch of streams. But now we're having a more calm and relaxing time in the Netherlands. Ooh, lovely. I hope you're availing yourselves of lots of little pancakes, which is the thing I know most about Netherlands cuisine is the little pancakes. Absolutely slap. And these, like, oh, they probably don't have them this time of year because they're like Christmas cookies, but there used to be a Dutch store in my hometown that, and at Christmas they had like the best biscuits. They were soft and had like a spice, and it was sprinkles on toast. I love that. Yes, poffertjes, little pancake. I love them so much. Back in a second. I have to go get my pencil. Heck. Oh, beans. Oh, pretzels. Where is it? Heck. Where is it? Heck. Oh, where did I put? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Okay. was hard to spot because it's really small. The pencil is 2 inches long. It's so stupid. Sprinkles on toast, says Eddie. That is, we are, my partner, my moderator slash spouse and I are thinking of visiting potentially Amsterdam this summer, because I've never been. He hasn't been since he was like a university student going on a class trip. And it's not super far away, so we're like, yeah, we could potentially do that for a couple of days. Eat little pancakes, look around, enjoy the architecture. I have no idea what there is to do in Amsterdam. I'm sure there's museums and stuff if I look into it. I've seen there are some pretty good places to get a cup of coffee. And my priority in general is, will I be able to get an acceptable flat white or latte made from an interesting coffee bean on this bro machine? So hell yeah. Anyways, but sprinkles on toast sounds lovely. I hope you are having a wonderful time. Yeah, saw ducks while at the honeymoon. Ooh, honeymoon cabin. That's so sweet. You guys are adorable, and I'm so happy for you. But 2 ducks kissing while fighting over bread. All right. So I'm going to need to set a timer. Here we go. Let's just move away from my Twitter notifications, which were still open. Oh, that's an interesting thing. Let's have a chat about Twitter likes when I'm done this terrible drawing, because I have thoughts. And they're not good. Anyways, in the meantime, 2 ducks kissing while fighting over some bread. Okay, how am I gonna do that? How am I gonna do ducks kissing? They have beaks, not lips. So I guess their beaks are just gonna be touching. Like, it's not gonna be able to get too heated. I don't think I want to do duck tongue here. But I can This is a cozy, wholesome stream for cozy, wholesome people. And here I am talking about ducks doing tongues. Alright. No. No. Okay. Alright, how do you draw ducks? What does a duck bill look like? It looks like that now. I don't know. And this one's just gonna have one of their wings is like, ooh, hello. So stupid. Then the other duck is here. And their duck bill is like, ooh, they're doing a little smooch. Yeah, this is totally what ducks look like. Sure, why not? What am I doing? And their duck is like, oh, gently caressing the other one's face with their duck wing. I'm gonna need to do some erasing, I think. Man, this is real stupid. This is so stupid. But they're just being very tender, and sometimes, like, listen, enemies to lovers is a very popular trope. For good reason. It creates a lot of drama, and I think people love that. So that's nice. What about the, oh geez, I forgot about the bread. The bread is just kind of floating, just kind of floating away, because they've kind of forgotten about the bread slice, which is, it's not quite sodden enough that it isn't still a little bit buoyant. So here's the bread kind of just floating away through the water. You know what? I've decided the bread is wholemeal, so I'm gonna add some little flecks in it. Ooh, maybe it's Vogel's flax. What is it? Soy and linseed bread, which is my favorite supermarket bread. Is Vogel's bread? It's so good. Turnip, thank you very much for the lurk. So yeah, these two ducks are just like tenderly falling in love, and they've completely forgotten about their bread snack. So honestly, I love that for them too. Is the tail a little bit Does the tail want to be a little bit pointier? I don't know. I've got like a rubber duck here for reference, but that's not super helpful to me, I think, at this point. I also don't know what manner of duck it was, but I'm just going to color in some of their plumage. Anyways, happy Pride Month, everybody. Pride rights to these ducks specifically. I don't know. What was I saying about terrible drawing time tends to be bad? Because, I feel like this has very slightly knocked it out of the park. This may be the greatest thing I've ever drawn in my entire life. Anyways, I hope you're happy. That was really fun. Is it good? Oh, who knows? Is it a terrible drawing time? Yeah. Which is the point. Anyways, so I hope you like the ducks making out. Yeah, thank you for the suggestion. It's a great tattoo drawing. Is it really? Oh no. Just FYI, if anyone ever does want a tattoo of a drawing that I've done, I would highly urge you to seriously reconsider before you do anything you'll regret. But like, if you really want to do it, I mean, just ask first, but it's probably fine. Anyways, that's terrible drawing time. Yeah, Nyx, I hope you're happy. That was fun. That was a good warm up before our business today. But yeah. Ooh, we are trying not to get stung by mosquitoes while watching the duckies, says Eddie. Oh, jeez. That's yeah. I don't miss. We don't really get a lot of mosquitoes here, and I really do not miss them. Mosquitoes are the worst, and I'm so sorry. Just the worst. Oh no. Sen says, I had to throw a super large one out of my room yesterday. It was making noise and I couldn't sleep. Oh no. Really need to get nets for the window installed hopefully this weekend. Yes, do it. Oh god, I wish we could install nets on the windows here. But because the way pretty much every property I've lived in here in the UK has had their windows set up, you can't just install a net around it, or you won't be able to open and close the window. And I'm like, I hate this. It's the worst. Anyways, everyone, let's get Crack Bandicoot to Eddie. I think that is one I might be inclined to say no to. Please don't do that. That's not what I want to be my legacy. No. I'm struggling. Nick says, what do duck lovers and business meetings have in common? They all just bill each other. There's your bump for the joke. Thank you very much. That was very silly. But I'm glad that you like the drawing. Thank you. Okie dokie. Should I finish painting the last bits that need painting on this? There's not a ton. So, it shouldn't take much time to do. I need to paint in. You know, I think realistically their hats are probably just like straw. They're probably just like straw hats. Which has the unfortunate implication of being a fairly close color to the color of, like, hamster fur, but we'll try and differentiate it, okay? Heck, it'll have, like, straw hat texture for one thing. But that would have been, like, a sensible summertime choice, I feel like, for such cute little ladies. So I think it wants to be... The straw of the hat maybe wants to be a little bit yellower. But possibly not quite so bold. The straw hats are usually quite pale. So I'm going to water this way down. Way right down. And then we'll just drip water anywhere we want on the canvas. That's a very important first step. And then we will paint this in. Oh yeah, that looks nothing like hamster fur color. We're fine. Okie dokie. Oh, and that's perfect. That's perfect straw hat color. Yay. Alright. Oh, good. The stuff. Okay, cool, sweet, awesome, love it. Very good, nice. Um, I'm not going to need any more of this color, so I'm just going to blot it up with this very, very paint-covered tissue. Um, there was, actually, I saw someone the other day asking, what is with the sponge that always comes with, like, watercolor sets? And the answer is it's just a fancy tissue, but I never used it. Okay, question for anyone else who does, like, watercolor art here. Do you use the sponge? Do you actually ever use the sponge that comes with a watercolor pan set? Because I didn't even occur to me to be like, I should investigate what I can do with this. It's just there. It's just there. It's just there. I'm a terrible artist. Oh my god. I also have these paint pans that, if you remember, like a week and a half ago when I was testing out the duochrome watercolors, I decided that I wanted to, just because I find it easier to work with pans. I had some like empty little paint pans, so I was just going to decant some of the like tube watercolor into these and let them dry down. It's supposed to take like they say like a couple hours to overnight. It's been days and days and days, and what this paint basically did was formed like a skin on the top of it, and the rest of it was just completely gooshy, entirely wet paint. And I'm like, that's not working as intended. What the flip? And it's taken like a week and a half, and it's still like squishy. Like if I just smush it with my fingy, it's squishy. It's not fully dry. It's got like a bounce and a squish to it. And in general, like depending on the binder that they use for watercolors, they might be like, these ones are just hard. I do have other paints that are a little bit not squishy, but they do have like a slight softness to them or a bit of a sheen, and that's probably because they've added some honey or glycerin into the binders, which does make for a softer set paint. But this one is just so squishy. And I've never seen a paint do that before. It's really strange, and I don't know what to do with or about it. So I'm like, should I just try painting with it? I don't know. I've never gotten a watercolor set with a sponge, says Eddie. Like, so many of the ones that I have came with sponges. Not all of them, but also, the other thing is, I think these ones are intended, I think, as like a palette, like a pocket palette set, because they also come with the water brush. Where it's in two parts here, because, hold on, I'll put this down. For anyone who isn't familiar with the water brush idea, it's got a little plug here, but if I take that off, you fill this bit with water, and then you fasten it onto the top end of the brush. And so this is filled with water, and then theoretically you can paint with it in this way, where like you just give it a little squeeze, get some water out of it, and then do your painty stuff, get a little bit more water, kind of thing. I don't like these. I much prefer having a separate vessel of water and just being able to like dip or indeed clean my brush, which is very difficult to do with a water brush. And I feel like you're going to run out of, depending on the size of the piece you're doing, you might need more water than that. Certainly if I need to, like, if I've used a really bold color and I need to clean my brush before I use another color, that's going to be a bit of an issue for me. So, but on a very minimal scale, I have had okay success with a water brush, but in general, if I were doing like, sort of a landscapey thing like this, I wouldn't want a water brush. Anyways, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. I could never work with water brushes either, says Eddie. Yeah, it's like, if you're doing something, if you're just doing like a sketch with like no background and it's basically one color, I can kind of get on with them. Like I've said, I've used them like once or twice and been reasonably successful, but anything with like more detail than that, and it's like, no. No, this isn't gonna work for me. Okay, I am working across two different paint palettes today. Again, because I really want some of like the soft pastel effect of the pastel shades set, but it doesn't have the darkest value of this is really light still, and I would like to be able to have a little bit of levels in the piece. So I'm working across that and something that's a little bit more saturated. Anyways, but yeah, so that's water brushes. I don't know if you love water brushes. I love that for you. But I haven't really found a way to make them work for me. Ooh, speaking of, that's a thing that I have, not a water brush, but something that came with a set of inks that my partner gave me that I'm really intrigued by, that I really want to try. It is basically a paint pen. So it's like it's a brush pen, but there's nothing in it. So you just fill it up with like whatever ink you want. Like if I want a pen of like red earth here, I could do that. I think that's really cool, but I've only got one and I don't know what color I would want to make into a pen. Also, I just felt like something just like grazed my leg, but there's nothing there. So maybe that was the rogue spider trying to get out of the studio. Um, and they just happened to like brush past me. I don't know. The Spidey was like this big, by the way. It was very, very tiny, and even so tiny that even I am not afraid of it, which is unusual because I am scared of spiders. Which sucks because I live in the forest and there are so many spiders. Oh my god, so many spiders. It's terrible. The eternal struggle, says Eddie. Genuinely, it's true. Okay. All right. What else needs coloring in? I need to do the rest of the sort of peripheral little bitties of the bike. And I think the handlebars could be sort of a nice like brownish color. So I've put down a little bit of silver blue. I'm going to add some natural brown to it and just make a nice really soft brown, which I think will work. But with the other colors going on so far in the foreground of the piece, I don't want it to be like mega dark because I don't want it to accidentally pull focus away from these ladies. So it's a fairly soft brown. Please don't interrogate how much, just how much. The bicycle makes no sense. As bad as the sticker struggle. Oh, the sticker struggle could refer to so many things that I don't know. But also, yes, every sticker struggle is a difficulty. And boy howdy have I had many of those in my life. Okay, I need a soft pinkish hue. I'm going to pick up some of Pink Flamingo, I think. Softly. And just blend it with a little bit of the silver blue so it's not like bright pink. Because why? Because hamster noses, that's why. Just a soft little blush for their nose. Oh no. Oh no, it's cute. Oh no, they're cute. Oh no. But also you notice they've got little sort of pink hand paws as well. So I'm gonna, maybe if I just add just a smidgen of this, make it a slightly brownier pink, like that. Oh, that's good. Okay. And then I can paint in their little paw feet and their little hand paws. Aww. Very, very cute. Yay! The hamsters are so cute, says Eddie. Oh, thank you. I am indeed trying my best. I'm glad you approve. Thank you. Having a nice time of it. Okay, I need some more like gray situation. But I find that if I just use black and lighten it up, it's quite hard. So I'm just actually going to mix black with gray and make a slightly darker gray. It works. Okay. The bit that I do need to be black is the hamster's eyes, so we'll get that in a moment. But in the meantime, I want to paint in this sort of metallic hardware here with a nice sort of gray color, and maybe just darken it down a smidge for the tires of the bicycle wheels, which I did try and make as perfect circles as possible. Are they good enough? Hopefully. They're certainly good enough to convey the hamsters down the hill, and that's probably the most important thing. Certainly as far as these lovely ladies are concerned. They're having a wonderful time. There we go. Okay, sweet. The other thing that I wanted to do, and this is something I don't normally do, but I think I am going to do this time. First of all, I want to do just kind of mark in where's the front door of this little cottage, this little cottage, and then pop some tittle windows on the side, and I feel like there should be some little windows on the front as well. That would be nice. You want to get as much light in as possible to your little cottage, I would think. And just a little window up here in the loft as well. Okay. However, what I really wanted for this bit is to have like little white outlines for the windows and doors, and I would have to either paint around that or mask that off. Normally I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna use white ink, and you're just gonna have to be okay with that. I realize that that's not cheating, and a lot of artists just do that all the time. I just don't normally do that. Ooh. The sound, if you're hearing that sound, the sound you're hearing is the Wobbletron, the Wiggler, which has, oh my god, thoroughly wiggled my hand. It feels very weird, but it just shakes up the paint pots really efficiently. But since I'm using a lot of pastel shade paints anyway, I feel like just using like a tiny drip of white and just painting that on will hopefully be okay. And no one will mind. No one will mind me breaking my extremely self-imposed and entirely baseless rule that I don't like to use white paint. Just like I've kind of built an aesthetic without it, so that's kind of nice to be consistent, I suppose. But in this case, I just want to pop a little bit on there, and it is kind of tough because this white is not, it's not perfectly opaque. It is slightly transparent, which means that you can see the paint that's under it, which is not ideal, but also it is fairly subtle, which I suppose is good, in as much as I don't want the white window frames to stand out so much that they detract from the rest of the piece and pull focus away from the most important bit of it. I think that looks okay. I think it blends in well enough, but it feels like there's windows and doors on the cottage, which I think just, I don't know, makes it feel a little bit, just a little bit of additional detail. It's nice. That's all. It's just nice. Okay. What do I want to do next? Have I colored everything in? I think I have. Okay, I'm gonna add some details to like the grass and hills and stuff, which are looking quite flat, I would say. So to that end, first of all, I want to add some texture to the grass here. Probably also add some texture to the path, maybe some like suggestion of pebbles and stuff. And I also want to add some violets in the grass on these hills. Because why? Because of the violets' long-standing association with sapphic ladies. That's why. And I do love a bit of just heavy-handed queer symbolism, especially in Pride Month. So it felt like a good choice. I need a new piece of tissue. There we go. All right. Cool. Yeah, everything's falling off my usual hold on to things spot, which is very uncool of it. But I don't need the rest of this white ink, so I'm gonna get rid of it to save space on my palette. Anyways, how's everybody's week been? What you been up to? How has this week gone by so quickly? Genuinely, how? I do not know. Like it's fine. I'm just sort of in that state of like, this is Thursday? Okay. I've actually gotten quite a bit done this week, all things considered, but it still feels like time has just marched forward at alarming speed. Okay, starting with artichoke green, but I am gonna brighten it up a little bit with a touch of these, because it is quite a sort of grayish, brownish green. I love this green. I think this green is absolutely gorgeous. But I just want something to, I just want to just imbue a little extra freshness into it. And give it a little bit of extra, a dimension, if I can. That is just streets too bright. So I'm going to have to dull that down again by adding a little bit more of the artichoke. Heck. Because I also don't want it to be neon green. That would be inappropriate for the tone of this piece. That being said, in general, the 19th century, a lot of very, there were some innovations in like textile dyeing techniques and materials in the 19th century, which means that contrary to a lot of the imagery that we have of that period of like early photography, where obviously everything is sort of black and white or like, you know, kind of sepia toned, and a lot of the and a lot of paintings we see, if you see like there are existing examples of 19th century dresses that are just like shocking magenta and acid green, because they're like suddenly we can create these just absurdly bright colors, and people were obsessed. They loved this stuff, and I just think it's really funny, these like very bright colors, like something super bright like this green, and just making a dress out of that. And it was very like in like even brighter than that, like very in your face stuff. Was very kind of in vogue for a while, because it was new and cool. Obviously, if you know anything about textile dyeing in the 19th century, you know the controversies around arsenic green. Super fun. Not as great, if I'm being honest. Just popping some semi-random little moments of grass here and there, hopefully in um, somewhat accurately declining size, I hope. Um, which hopefully will also give it a nice bit of, you know, je ne sais quoi. I've run out of paint. Hold up. Trying that again. But I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good getting some flowers scattered about this as well. I don't want to completely cover the whole landscape in grass because I think that will take too long and probably end up looking kind of bad. So I would like to avoid doing things that look bad and things that take a really long time and then it turns out they look bad. That's just the worst. But very happy nonetheless to add some stuff in here. Sorry, I got real quiet. I was concentrating. I love fashion trivia with Sammy time. Yay! Oh, I'm so glad. You'll be shocked to know I adore talking about this stuff, Eddie. Can you tell? Can you tell? It is very, very fun to me. But yeah, I did try and give some thought and consideration to what these lovely, lovely lassies would be wearing as well. And I hope is good. I looked at a lot of photos from the period of like female cyclists and the kinds of outfits that they would have worn to go cycling, and certainly the bloomer or some sort of early ladies trouser was definitely a choice, but also a lot of ladies in, you know, sort of fairly practical skirts as well. So I wanted to try and balance that. So we've got some grass on the hill. It's looking very nice and somewhat more populated, which is great. Eddie says, "Where's the 6+ hour fashion deep dive YouTube video essay?" Don't Eddie, don't joke about that, because I've got plans. I've got plans. I would like to do some sort of like a project blog / research video about at least one garment as I sew it by hand, but I realize people don't really come to my YouTube channel for that, so that'll probably bomb horribly. But I mean, people don't really come to my YouTube channel for anything. I have a YouTube channel, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know. I am working on the edit for a new video. It will, I know I've been saying this for a really long time, but it will hopefully be out really soon. It just takes these things, you know, when you see people putting out a video every week, they probably don't have a normal job, and they probably also have like at least a couple of people helping them work on their videos, doing research and editing and doing all that jazz, as well as their own selves. And they probably also don't have a normal job. So do bear that in mind when you consider how freaking long it takes me between videos. It's because I am like shoehorning in 30 minutes here and there a couple times a week to try and get editing done. And editing takes an insanely long time to get right. Because you want to make it dynamic and interesting, but you don't want to overdo it. But also you've got to figure out which take where I said the thing, did I say the thing best? And there's just a lot to consider and do in it. So yeah, is hard work. So I do apologize for the sparseness of my uploads, but I hope that the content will make up for it. I do have a number of interesting video ideas in the pipeline. There's one that I really want to do that relates directly to public transit of a specific city and a specific feature of public transit in a specific city. So that will appeal to probably like 4 autistic people and me. I'm one of the 4 autistic people it appeals to. Um, but also I'm going to attempt to make something for the first time that is um a fairly involved and technical process, and I will be videoing that and going into the history of it as well at that point, which I think will be really interesting and fun. Something I've been teasing for almost 2 years, so I'm really excited to finally get to do it. And then there was one that I did that involved me traveling and doing quite a bit of filming on location in another city, but is a cooking video. Specifically of me trying to deconstruct and make a homemade version of something that is a very closely guarded recipe and has also a very interesting history that kind of gets into these ideas of the difference between history as far as we can verify it and legend has it, which is, well, it would be nice if this was true, but let's be real. we cannot say that it is with any certainty. Anyways, I love autistic rambling, says Eddie. Thank you. Also, yesterday was Neurodivergent Pride Day, apparently. So I celebrated by being in my office all day and eating strawberries, I don't know, and drinking a Lucozade Sport, and then having an iced coffee after work, which was really nice. Really, really nice. Anyways, I will say some of these videos that I've got in the pipeline are literally the culmination of like several years of planning and filming and researching and scripting and all this stuff. And I do this because I love it. Because my God, my YouTube channel is not popular. Partially because I think the algorithm really wants to punish you when you only post every few months. I did toy with the idea of doing more like shorts videos in between big uploads, but actually I don't think that short videos are the people who will find and come to your channel for short videos are not the same people who are looking to watch like a 50-minute deep dive or like a 30-minute process vlog. And so I think you end up with a situation where you'll get kind of algorithmically punished if you post a bunch of shorts. And when I did post one YouTube short, and it actually did get like significantly more views than any of my longer form videos, which was really, really nice. But also, the views were coming from like insane sources that had nothing to do with anything in the video. And so I feel like most people were just kind of watching the first few seconds of the video and being like, this isn't relevant to my interests. I'm here looking for Minecraft videos, and leaving. So I don't think it was useful to me in terms of like finding new people who might be interested in the things that I'm researching. And so to that end, I decided that, this is maybe not the avenue for me. But also, as I say, the people who watch your short videos, if you do a bunch of short videos and they blow up, all of the people who came to you looking to watch your short videos aren't necessarily going to want to watch your longer videos, which means that your longer video does less well, which means that the algorithm then thinks that, oh, something went wrong there, so it doesn't recommend your next video to as many people. And it takes a good few months to kind of get out of algorithmic jail, which is flippin' horrible. And I have thoughts about the algorithm today. I've been thinking I'm so sorry if I bumped the mic. I'm so sorry. I hope that didn't cause you any harm. I hope everybody's okay. You're all breathtaking, and I'm taking accountability for my bumping the microphone, and I do just want to apologize sincerely. I made a mistake, and I hope you can forgive me. Anyways, but But yeah, the algorithm. So as you may have heard, if you are a Twitter user or love someone or know someone who is a Twitter user, you may have heard that yesterday they quite suddenly announced and implemented the end of publicly viewable likes on Twitter. And this has had a couple of consequences, I think, and this will have a couple of consequences, I think, and I wanna touch on these for just a second. One, I saw a post from a lady who she how shall I say this in a delicate way, because I don't want to, you can't see her, so I can't really objectify her physically, but she does just factually, she has a fairly large bosom relative to her body. And she, you know, occasionally shares like selfies and stuff, among other things on her account. And she said, ever since, as soon as likes went, so no one else can see what, you know, there used to be like a tab where people could see the posts that you'd liked on Twitter. That's gone. So other people can't see that. But someone, if I post something, I still get a notification when someone likes that post. So this lady posted, shout out to the one man who, as soon as likes went private, started just liking every, what she called, boob selfie in my media feed. He's already like gone 3 years into this person's feed just looking for like just liking every selfie with you know, where you can see I guess her from like the chest upwards. And I'm just like, oh, does he realize that she can see that he's liking every boob selfie that she's posted? Because yikes. I would feel so uncomfortable if I could see someone doing that on my account. Not that I have boob selfies, but I do post selfies, and if suddenly someone's going through and just liking every picture that has my face in it, I'm gonna feel a little creeped out, honestly. It's like, okay, like what? Yeah, that was, oh no. And on the one hand, I think Eddie's hit the nail on the head with regard to what the point of it maybe, or part of the point of it maybe is. I don't know. I think this is probably not the intended consequence, but he's right. He says, porn is going to get so many likes, more people will be brave on main. Exactly. You can just, if you secretly are on, you know, if you have like a relatively straight ahead account on Twitter, like you're a journalist, or, you know, just relate it somehow to like your job or who you are as like a public persona, you might be, if you realize that Twitter likes are public, you might be a little bit hesitant to like posts that are like, I don't know, spicy Bridgerton fan art or something, right? But now you can just like all the spicy Bridgerton fan art you want, and only the Bridgerton fan artist will know that, oh, you really wanted to see that painting of, I don't know any of the Bridgerton characters' names, I'm so sorry. Lady Philippa having a very special time with Miss Fanshawe. Are these characters? I don't know. But anyways, but yeah, that's a potential unintended consequence. But do bear in mind that the artist still knows what you're liking. But also the other thing is that when this is what I noticed, and this is what I think the real impetus is behind this move. They say nominally it's for privacy. I think it's for the algorithm. And the reason I think it's for the algorithm is that they said specifically, liking, in their little statement about the fact that likes are now private, they said liking more posts will help us make your For You tab even better. And I don't think that I'm being like paranoid here when I say I think they want to try and improve the For You tab because they will be phasing out the part of Twitter that is just a chronological feed of posts and retweets by the people you are actually following in order. Really fucking crappy if true. Because the For You tab is a piece of garbage on every site that has it. And if I ever have the option to switch away from a For You tab, I super will because it sucks. You end up seeing the same posts over and over again. You end up not seeing a lot of posts that you would have wanted to see by people who you are actively following because you want to see their content. You end up seeing a bunch of irrelevant stuff based on, oh, somebody you know liked this post. Okay, who cares? And as I say, you keep seeing the same things over and over again. You see something from several days ago, and you think, oh boy, this looks relevant, and then you realize that actually, no, this is no longer relevant because it's from 4 days ago, and then you feel stupid for replying to it, thinking that it just happened. I hate the algorithmic tabs. I think that I understand why social media do it because it's blah 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 advertising, keeping you on the site for longer, blah 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 blah, but they suck and they make the experience so much worse for users. It is deeply frustrating to me that every time it seems like social media innovates, it does so in a way that makes the experience worse for the end user. I hate it. Anyways. So that's my rant. And there you go. Let me check in with chat. Nick says, factually, she has a very large bosom. I love that description. I don't know how else to, I didn't know how else to put it. I didn't know how else to put it. It is true. That is just the case. And I wanted to be as, this is the case about it as I could. Eddie says, I love that's the first thing your brain came up with for spicy fan art. I think largely I was trying to think of something that I was not a part of any sort of like fandom of, or that I wasn't super familiar with because I didn't want to implicate myself. I'm just saying you cannot have my AO3 account. I mean, you can, Eddie, because I trust you, but nobody else. Anyways, 1 step forward, 20 steps back, says Eddie. Yeah, it's just great. I mean, I find certainly, if I can speak candidly about my experience with Instagram over the last, like, couple of months, I find it rather frustrating as an experience, in part because, so I did a month-long prompt list type event, as you'll probably be familiar with, because a lot of you, I think, were probably here for my painting some of that. And, you know, that was really fun, and it was really great, and it was really, in terms of the making of the art, it was a really great exercise. And in terms of, like, the sharing of the art, it was a great exercise as well. But clearly something about the art that I was posting during that month, the algorithm absolutely adored. Because I was suddenly getting, like, hundreds, sometimes thousands more likes and engagement on my work than I ever do for anything else. And I don't know if it's because I was posting every single day, or I don't know if it's specific to like the subject matter that I was sharing, but as soon as I went back to posting my usual stuff on a somewhat less every single day schedule, because I try and post something every other day on Instagram because I feel like that's a sustainable amount without feeling spammy. And yeah, suddenly my engagement absolutely tanked. It went from, you know, reliably getting like maybe like 100 some odd likes on a piece to like 15 on a brand new painting. And I'm like, Mr. What's wrong with it? Well, I guess I'm a bad artist after all, and that month was a fluke. Yeah, it's deeply frustrating. Yeah, that's big trust. I appreciate that, says Eddie. Thank you. Also, I just do like when people read my stuff. It makes me feel good about myself. Anyways, Insta seems to love daily posts, and that's just so rough on artists, says Eddie. Yes, absolutely. I have gotten notifications from Instagram to say that, did you know that creators who post more videos, like reels, um, tend to do better, tend to get more engagement, tend to be seen more, yada yada yada. So I've on and off sort of experimented with posting more videos, and you know, they seem to do pretty poorly. They don't get seen by a lot of people, and of the people who do see them, only a fairly small percentage actually like my videos. And so I feel like, maybe that strategy just doesn't work for me actually. But clearly posting static images also not really working for me. It's quite discouraging. But I also don't want to take the success of that art month and translate it into, well, I guess I'm just going to do exclusively fan art for this one property now. Because that's ultimately, there is a saying in sort of, I hate to say content creation, but like the general sort of art, or like video making, or anything where you're having to post stuff on the internet, is niche down to blow up. In other words, the more specific the type of thing that you do is, the more likely you are to take off in terms of like finding an audience. But I just find that really frustrating, because sometimes I just want to paint some lesbian hamsters on a bicycle, and then other times I want to paint a little landscape of a couple little human people, having a cooch under the shooting stars near a cottage in the Scottish Islands. Like, and sometimes I want to do, like, sometimes I want to paint vampires and werewolves and other types of cryptids. I want to do some hot cryptid summer stuff. Sometimes I just want to paint just birds. Just nothing particularly, like, fantastical about it. I just want to paint a bird because I think birds are nice. If I tried to choose one of these things, I would be devoted to it for probably, like, a few months, and then I would just grow resentful of it, and I would become sad. Because I'm not following my heart artistically, and that I think makes for poorer quality work in general. I don't have a solution to this. So I joined Kara, which is the site that's like art posting platform. It does have some features that I really like. They say no to AI art, which wholeheartedly support, because generated images make me grumpy and sad, and I think all of the like excuse/use cases I've heard for them are frankly crappy excuses. So yeah, I'm happy to be in a space where they're just like, actually no, you can't post that here. But on the other hand, I found it equal measures kind of discouraging, because I've struggled. I feel like I'm shouting into the void. It's very hard to find an audience there. I know some other people who have very easily just kind of slotted in, started posting stuff, and are already blowing up. And I'm like, am I that am I thousands of times worse than this other person? Or am I just doing something wrong? I don't know what it is that I'm doing incorrectly. And that's just been my life as like a creator for as far back as I can remember. I just apparently have a very, I'm not going to say off-putting, because people will argue with me, but I feel like I have a very niche energy. I feel like I must have a very niche energy, and it's genuinely quite frustrating. I mean, in fairness, I would rather have a small audience of people who are, like, really supportive and lovely and cool than just, like, number go up, but, no one actually interact, because I always find that a little bit strange, and honestly, you don't necessarily form connections with people when one of your posts blows up and it gets, like, tens of thousands of likes. You just get... your notifications just get flooded. And it doesn't necessarily have any other sort of tangible positive impact on you or potentially anybody else. They just see it, they go plut, and then they move on, like whatever. It's nicer, for instance, here where, you know, there's a reasonably small group of people in watching the stream today, but like you all are lovely and it's so nice to get to hang out with you. I value that more. I don't know, I'd like to have a bit more of a balance where I don't feel like I'm just shouting at no one and nobody cares and no one's seeing it and nobody cares because they don't see it. I think it's a very normal human condition for that to make you kind of feel sad and discouraged after a while. And I don't know if it's not cozy to talk about, but I do think that's true. And I think it's disingenuous of people, generally people who are doing fairly well in terms of like having an audience, being like, oh, you know, like the numbers don't matter. It's like, okay, yeah, but when it feels like you're just pouring your heart out into the world and you're just getting static in response, and you try everything and it doesn't change, and it's been years and you feel like you're not moving forward, I think it's very normal to feel a little bit bad about that sometimes. That's all. Not all of this is necessarily autobiographical, by the way, but I think it's something that a lot of artists do experience on some level at some point, and I think it's disingenuous to say that it's weird to feel sad about that and you can just talk your way out of feeling sad about that, because like, no, it's like the whole sort of like, oh, don't go comparing yourself to other people. It's like everyone does it, even if you know that you shouldn't do it, and I hope that most people know that like you shouldn't do it. It's really difficult not to do it all. I think that it's a good idea to not get super hung up on like, how is someone else doing this thing, how is someone else's work performing, that kind of thing. But I think there's potentially sometimes also lessons to be learned by comparing yourself to other people. You might look and see that somebody else is doing something that seems to be taking off very well. It's like, what hashtags are they using? What sort of language are they using when they are engaging with their audience, and to look at that and maybe take something away and be inspired by it. But likewise, to see someone's artwork and be like, instead of being like, oh man, that artwork is super way better than mine, sometimes everybody feels like that looking at other people's artwork. You're like, damn, I wish I could do that. But and that's fine, like that's normal, and it's something that everyone does. You can't just like rationalize yourself out of doing that. But I think there are ways to make it be more productive for you to do. For instance, like, you feel like, oh, damn, I wish I could do that. Okay, well, here's a teaching opportunity for you. Why not attempt, you know, sort of like do something in your sketchbook or something that is a little bit more in line with that sort of style, whether they're doing something where, you know, they're using a different type of line art to what you normally do and you think it looks cool and you want to try it. Cool, be inspired by that. Try something new. Or, you know, maybe they're using like a really dramatic kind of like shading that you think looks really cool. Okay, try, you know, incorporating a similar thing into your work. Get inspired by that and see how it, you know, you can incorporate that into your artistic style, or try something different. Like that's normal and fine. I don't remember where I was going with this, but I just think it's unrealistic to say that like that there's anyone out there that doesn't at some point compare themselves to other people. That's just, you know, we have no method of measuring how we're doing without looking at outside sources, I think. And you know, pretty much anyone who says like, oh, you know, like, you shouldn't care about what other people think and yada, yada, yada. It's like, if you genuinely didn't care about the esteem of other people, you would not share your work publicly because you would have no need to. And I'm sure there are people out there who are that is genuinely the case for them. They just make paintings at home and they hang paintings in their house and they look at them and they're happy with them and that's it. And it's just for them, which is fantastic. But I don't think that's the case for most people who do art, or a lot of people who do art, in a more serious way. Um, and again, that's fine. But also, I think it's important to acknowledge that, like, there's nothing wrong with you if you do find yourself once again going, like, oh man, I wish I could paint as good as that person. Or, you know, like, man, why is that person doing so much better than I am on Instagram or whatever? Like, these are entirely valid, like, questions to have. I think it's important to not resent other people who are more, who are, you think are doing more better, who are doing better than you. Because that's not fair. But you can get inspired by them. I'm inspired by my artist friends all the time. I think that, you know, I only make friends with cool people. But I genuinely think that, like, all of my artistic peers and people I know who make art are so heckin' cool. And the things that they create are so diverse and so interesting. And I've been inspired by so many things that I've seen and that, like, my friends have done and been like, damn, that is really awesome. And it feels good to see other people's work. And sometimes I do compare myself and go like, oh man, you know, I wish I could do that. And you know what I do? I work on it. I take that, I say, oh, it's really cool that, you know, like the I don't know, like water texture. And so I'm like, I'm gonna figure out how I paint water textures. And that's good, actually. That's good because it helps you grow. So there's okay, I'm gonna stop ranting now. I'm gonna read chat. I'm so sorry to have gone on for a bit. And if you disagree, that's fine. You can sound off in chat. Because, I don't know, my opinions are not a monolith. They are just my opinions and probably me rambling. A lot of me rambling. Anyways. Sen says, I don't think AI artists I've come to call them, like, generated images, because I also don't think that they're art. I think they are images generated from largely stolen art based on some words, which is not the same thing as art. Eddie says, it's all just to do with luck usually. Feels like we only see the big people, but we all don't know about all the small, tiny artists that also draw for very little people to see. This is very, very true. And so, honestly, some of my favorite artists, there's someone that I discovered on Kara, and we're following each other on Instagram now as well. And, she doesn't have a lot of followers from the looks of it, but I think her art looks so freaking cool. I should share some to my Instagram story tonight, because she does really amazing paintings. She seems like a really cool person. But yeah. Eddie says, it's important to talk about and indeed very valid to feel frustrated and sad. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's important to, and maybe this is bad for my, like, public image as a creator, but I do think it's important to, like, address this stuff and talk about this stuff and be candid. Because it is sometimes really easy, I think, to feel like you're the only person who feels this way, because all you see is people presenting their best selves or having a really good time. Or even when people say, like, oh, I've been really burnt out lately, but in the context is, like, the most amazing illustration you've ever seen in your life, and you're like, oh, that's, wow, okay. Sure. Feel good rants to overcome struggle is very motivating, says Eddie. Yay! I hope so. Honestly, it makes me feel a little bit motivated, because I feel like, to quote the pirate program, if I may, it's kind of turning poison into positivity, you know? It's finding a way to spin these struggles and difficulties and work your way out of them by recognizing that there is something good can come out of it. And something good, I think, can come out of talking about it. And I think it's important, at the very least, to recognize sort of solidarity among artists, that we all struggle, that, you know, the algorithm is bad for all of us. And a lot of things about social media are really fantastic, because, as I say, I've met so many amazing people, and it's so inspiring to see the kind of stuff that people do, and to be inspired by that, to create more of my own stuff in turn, and to collaborate and work with people, and it's all very, very good. But also, a lot of it sucks, and it's important to acknowledge when it sucks and how it makes us feel. So, lesbians. That was mint tea. This is a different kind of mint tea. That was a 3 mint blend. This is Murray mint. It's sweeter. Mm-hmm. Tastes like dessert. So, lesbians, says Eddie. Yeah, they love each other so much. And I love them very much. This painting's so goofy, but I think it's cute, and I hope you think it's cute too. We need to shade this piece. No, we don't. We need to, well, we do, but I want to add some violets first. So I need to try and make a nice violet tone. That's violet, not violent. As we went through with this duochrome paint, the name of which is, I don't know if you can see it shimmer properly, just in the pan here. It looks a little bit more silvery on screen, but it does have, I think it looks a bit more silvery under this light in general, but it does have this like sort of purpley shimmer in certain lights. It looks really, really cool. Anyways, it's called Violet Fantasy. And oh boy, did so many people hear me saying that as violent fantasy. And I just want you to know, I have no violent fantasies. I am an extremely gentle individual. I am so freaking gentle. Like, I can't even. Anyway, and now back to the lesbian hamsters. Yep, exactly. Thank you, chat. But yes, I am creating violet, not violent. I have no violent fantasies. I am a very gentle soul. Oh, heck. Okay, so how am I going to do? I'm going to pick up some of my ultramarine. The ultramarine is, weirdly, it looks, for some reason when I swatch these out, the bright blue looks really light, and the ultramarine looks quite rich and saturated, but actually, I find in my experience... Oh, shoot. Okay, that's the door. 1 second. Sorry. Ah! You know, if you're gonna put it through the letterbox anyway, why do you need to ring the doorbell? Cause my partner's received some post. Here it is. But yeah, this, I don't know. I'm gonna guess it has something to do with Warhammer. I'm gonna go put it in the other room. But heck. No! What the heck was that? Okay, so some paint, don't worry, it's dry paint, fell off of my studio shelf, which is actually just the top of a suitcase. Your mail people always come pretty late, says Eddie. Sometimes they do, especially on Fridays, when I am streaming Hollow Knight. They will show up around midday. Specifically, when I'm... Oh, no, is that too much red? That's too much red. It's more of a blue violet. Heck, the red is super saturated. It takes, like... I swiped my brush across it for, like, a split second. And it's just... fully changed that color, whereas I'm sitting here and I'm swiping, that was like 24 swipes, and there's barely any blue on my brush. What the heck? What? Indeed. The heck. And I'm gonna have to pick up some more of the nice pastel lavender situation from my pastel shade set. I do find that it takes quite a bit of paint of the pastel shade stuff to get a nice rich amount of color as well. So like swipe. You can see by the fact that like some of these pans are very dented. if you look, like the amount of, I can just fit my entire fingertip in there, the amount that I've used up of that one, and this green, like these two the most. I'm gonna run out of those pretty fast. Ah, my moderator slash spouse is here. Hurrah! Just in time for his postie's just been. Hello. You've got post. Hello. One moment, please, chat. I'm gonna go greet my moderator slash spouse. Hey, love. Got some today.
Yeah.
Yeah. That literally just arrived.
Yeah.
Are you okay? How was your day?
Okay.
Can I give you a hug?
Okay, go strong.
Okay. Love you. Hi. Eddie and Nix both say hello, Sunshine.
Hello, congratulations.
He says hello and congratulations. Anyways, I'm back. Hi. Okay, I think I've made an appropriate violet color. I'm just gonna jog my memory as to what violet flowers look like, because obviously I don't remember. I mean, they're gonna be pretty stylized anyways. Violet flowers. They are very cute. Oh, they're so stinking cute. I do like violets. They're very fresh. Anyways, these are going to be pretty stylized violets, because I'm just going to drop some little, like, I mean, just in this kind of situation, I feel like that kind of captures it reasonably well. Just a little shape of just little violets, hanging out, being gay, you know, it's nice. Love that for them. And also importantly, I think it hopefully gets across the little extra moment of important lady symbolism here. Obviously, is lady gay? Yep. Yeah, anywho. Obviously, as we get further away, the violets are going to have to get less detailed. But for here, should still be able to have a reasonable amount of visible shapeliness to them, at least. The manufacture of randomness is always one of the hardest and most confusing things for me in painting. Trying to figure out how to make it look random. But obviously I'm being very deliberate in the placement. Hello, Alma, welcome in. How are you going? How's it doing? How have you been? It's wonderful to see you. Welcome in, my friend. Hello, hello. I'm just painting some stylized violets, which I've just been informed is a good band name. Thank you, Nix. I'm going to take another sip of my tea. I'm going to take a sip of the Murray Mint. Delicious, delicious Murray. He's a tasty fellow, that Murray. Anyways. Why am I like this? Okie dokie. once we get this far away, I've decided that they're basically just little doots. Because you're not going to be able to discern the petals properly from this distance, so... So I figure that'll do. And hopefully I'm right, but who knows? Anyways, hope y'all have had a good day so far today. I hope your day is pleasant and nice and feels real good. And that you're able to do at least one or two things that bring you joy today. Very much I do. I'm doing something that brings me joy right now, and as much as I am painting some little violets into a happy little landscape, which is always a good recipe for good feelings, I would say. I think is that an appropriate amount? I feel like that's enough violets. I don't wanna overdo it on the violets. That's probably a goodly amount, so I think I'll probably leave it there for the moment. On this side, but this side also needs violets because they're everywhere. This path has sort of cut a swath through the painting, but on the other side of the swath, I think I also want to have some little flowery doots. And I did one of the first things that I thought when I decided I wanted to do this painting was I want there to be violets in the meadow because of the obvious gay symbolism, of course, because it's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Pride rights, hell yeah. I need to pick up some more paint. Come on, there we go. There we go. Oh, that's bold. Nice. Nice, nice. Perfect. Okay, good. And obviously, as we get a little bit further away, they're going to get a little bit smaller. And maybe a little bit less detailed. These ones are still pretty close to the viewer, so they can be a little bit bigger. I think I relayed the story of the bicycle hamster, but just for anyone who missed it last time, basically I was watching a YouTube video where someone was doing some like home craft stuff, and they were putting like a leaf pattern onto something using clay, and they were making the leaves. They were like, I get asked a lot about how I make these leaf shapes, and so they showed how they do it, and they're like, and there you go, a bicycle seat for a hamster, because it was the size of what a hamster's bicycle seat would be. And immediately my brain was like, now I want to draw a hamster riding a bicycle. And then I was like, oh, but it's Pride Month. I want to draw 2 hamsters riding a bicycle. And they're gay ladies. So here we are. Yay, gay ladies. We love them. Anyways, we love that for them as well. Okay. And getting into... I'm going to come up to here. And there's just going to be a lot of little violet-y doots around this house, I think. Because why not? But again, as we get a little bit closer to the viewer, it'll get a little bit bigger. So this one's almost a little violet shape. Like so. And hopefully it all makes sense. Very much I hope it does. But who knows. There we go. Okay, yay. I think that'll do for violets. Will that do for... I think that's enough. I think that's enough. I think I can stop there. Sometimes one of the real art forms is just knowing when to stop adding stuff. And just be like, okay, actually, I think that's enough. I think that'll do. And I think that'll do. So that's that situation. I also I want to add some additional texture onto this sort of pathway just to make it feel a little bit more kind of gravelly, kind of like a dirt path with maybe some bigger dirt bits. Just make it feel a little bit less like sort of a uniform swath of paint, as it were. So I'm picking up some storm gray, which is basically brown, mixing it with silver blue, which is basically gray, watering it right down because I want this texture to be fairly subtle, I think. I don't want it to detract, and I don't want it to, if just in case it ends up looking real ugly. That's looking really dark, so I'm actually just gonna kind of blot that up a bit. Though now it's too light, so I'm gonna have to do it again. Turnip, hello! Turnip says, oh my goodness, this is looking amazing. No, you! Thank you very much indeed. That's very, very kind of you to say. Thank you, thank you. I am most certainly trying my best. And I hope it's okay. Very much I do. Sorry if get quiet. I'm doing a little bit of a concentrate, I guess. There we go. Just adding some weird texture to this. I don't want it to like mega stand out or anything. But just some texture. Just keep things interesting. And just make the dirt path feel a little bit less like cleanly uniform. Yay, thank you for the pride kraken, Sternov. Pride rights. Love wins again. We love to see it. All right. I think that'll do for that. Though while I'm here, what I might do is just water this down a lot even more, and just, so I don't necessarily want this to be like heavy line weight, but just add a little bit of a kind of a shade on either side of the grass. Just so it feels a bit more like that kind of barrier, bordery type situation. Where these two bits of terrain intersect, they do kind of change each other a little bit. And I think that's nice. I think that's beautiful. To be loved is to be changed. And that's a good thing. Anyways. Sorry if that got too poetical. There we go. Okay. This is one of those things where, like, I'm doing it and it just feels like I'm doing something so subtle. I'm like, is this even going to be visible when it's done? And I don't know. But it's kind of like adding, you know what it is? Okay, here's an analogy. It's like adding coffee to chocolate cake. It's not necessarily doing a lot in terms of, like, in and of itself. It's not bragging about itself. It's not bringing attention to itself, but it is making the whole better for being there. That's what it is. It's like adding coffee to chocolate cake. That's all those little bits that I do that it's like, are you even going to notice when it's done? That's what they're for. Anyways, I'm going to do a super quick BRB whilst I'm getting all philosophical here. And then we can hopefully finish the shading and line art on this damn thing. So enjoy the BRB screen in the meantime. Wait, let me click on it. Okay, you're all breathtaking. And here's the BRB song fade in. Back in a minute. Hoi! Everybody, I'm back. Hello. Sorry about the the abruptness of that, but I'm back. Hi. Hoi hoi hoi. Nick says, it is the little touches added after the average person stops that makes the masters fame. Fame, not game. Stupid autocorrect. Autocorrect is stupid. Oh my god, what was it? What was it? Okay, I got... So, you know, if you've commented on somebody's Instagram post and someone has liked your comment, you'll get a notification. So, I got a notification that someone liked my comment on a post by friend of the channel, Jam. And I saw the post, the comment, and I didn't remember making this comment. And I said something like, wow, this got me right in the endotoxins, heart emoji. Okay, fine. I go to the page and I look, and it is a piece from a bit of Hollow Knight lore that's quite, if you've played the game, you're like, oh, my feelings. And I realized I meant to say emotions. My phone auto-corrected to endotoxins, and I just pressed send and never noticed. And I made this comment, according to Instagram, 56 weeks ago. So I replied, and I was like, I cannot believe it's taken me 56 weeks to notice that my autocorrect turned emotions into endotoxins. Emotions. It got me in the emotions. What? Tell me, autocorrect, why on earth would you think I meant endotoxins? Like, what? I also love the fact that no one questioned that I was saying, wow, this beautiful painting got me right in the endotoxins. Did they just think that that was like a reference that they didn't understand? I don't know. Or it's just, oh, that's just Sammy being weird. I don't know. It's so funny, though. Oh my god. Right in the endotoxins. Can you believe to learn? Absolutely killed me. So funny, so weird. What the heck? Oh, I don't even. Anyways, I need to make some hamster shadow color, so I think I'm gonna take a little bit of this brown and just kind of add to it, and then water it down quite a bit because I don't want it to be. I want it's quite a bright sunny day, so any shading that we get is going to be fairly minimal, I think. It's going to be some just there. And then just here, just kind of under where the hat go. Just under where hat go. Just on that ear there. And maybe just a little bit under, but not a lot, just under the nose and the smile. Like so. Ta-da! Good. I mean, we all get hit right in the endotoxins at times, Snicks. I mean, I guess, but it's not what I meant. So frustrating. But also, like, who cares? It was very funny, though. I have to say that was quite entertaining. Just getting a little shadow down there next to the where the collar of shirt sit. And maybe just a smidgen here where the shirt sleeve meet blouse. Maybe a little on these ruffles. And just behind that bow. Okay. Will that do? I don't know. Want a little bit for this girly here as well. But I don't want to go overboard with the shading because I feel like this paint kind of wants to lift when I like touch it with stuff, and I would rather it didn't do that. It's just kind of muting this down for the purposes of shading. And trying to affect a very light touch here so I don't accidentally end up lifting paint that I don't want lifted. But there's probably going to be a little bit of shadow just under her girlfriend's chin and around where she's holding here, like that, I think. So, and possibly just beneath her shirt sleeve arm here as well. Okay. Next, if I can kind of, oh, paints are trying to pop out of my paint pan there. Just orangify this a bit and make a little shadow, some shading on the little trousers as well. Hello, Fuyu, how's it going? Welcome in. I see that's such a cute painting. Oh, thank you. Excuse me, I'm trying my best. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that, everybody. I hope that wasn't too jarring. Oh my gosh. These little sort of peach-colored bloomers. Very, very cute. I hope cute. There we go. Okay. This I don't even know how much this shading is going to show, but at least I'll know it's there, and that's the important thing, right? It's not. I really don't think it is, but shh, just pretend. I'm actually just going to pick up a bit of this violet color and use that to kind of shade in where the little waistcoat meet the skirt of this garment. So please don't pick up the paint. Please leave the paint where it is. It wants to live there. Fee Fleur says, bless you. Watercolors never cooperated with me, so I always worked with acrylic. Oh, acrylics are fun too. But watercolors are my baby. You know, am I good? Oh, who knows? Am I having fun? Yes. That's the important thing for me. And they are, I think, my most fun medium. As far as the media that I employ, I think they are the one I find the most fun. So here I am. Okay. A little bit of shading just under the butt. I figure most of this is probably, oh my god, it is literally just removing the paint under it. Ugh. This does not want to be shaded in. This paint does not want to, like, accept shading. And some paints are like that. They will just vanish if you re-wet them. Tea question from Nyx. Hi, I really love the coziness of having a hot drink. Too much coffee or black tea upsets my stomach. Can you make any recommendations for other things? Heck yeah. Okay. I don't know if you like what / if you like in terms of herbal teas, but I am a big fan of like mint. I think it makes a really, really nice hot tea. Also, if you like spicy, like cozy spicy teas at all, there are a number of chai blends that are black tealess that Bird and Blend do that I know. They might have a rooibos base. I'm not a huge fan of rooibos. Your mileage may vary. You might find it really, really, really cozy, actually. I know a lot of people do. But also if you get something that's got like a strong enough flavor, like it's got spices and stuff in it, you don't really taste the tea base anyways. So yeah, and also a lot of spices and stuff are really good for settling the tummy. So it can be very, very useful. Eyes and Toucan, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome in. I like rooibos quite a lot, but right now I'm no longer super into it, says Sen. Yeah, I think I kind of went through, I was drinking it a lot for a while, and maybe I drank too much of it for a while, and I kind of got tired of it, but there are some really good rooibos blends out there as well. But I would say just kind of shop around and see what you like. But there are a lot of nice non-tea situations like that. But also, I guess the other question is, does green tea bother you as much as black tea? Because there are a lot of really good green teas out there as well. I am a huge fan of like a green tea situation in the afternoons. Mint is good. Haven't had rooibos. We'll see about some other herbal teas. Hell yeah. There's one that I drink fairly frequently. It's another Bird and Blend, hashtag not sponsored, called Nearly Nirvana, which is a green tea with mint and jasmine. It's very cozy, very comforting, makes a really nice warm tea. It's I do recommend that one. It's a bit lighter if you're looking for something that's more on like the roasty. Ooh, if there's something on the like roasty toasty side as well. I've seen, I don't know, if it's the caffeine that upsets your tummy, you might want to stay away from something like yerba mate. But I have seen a roasted yerba mate, and I've tried it, and it does have a really nice cozy flavor that's kind of, again, a little bit deeper if you want something that's more on the deeper end, or likewise a hojicha, which is a roasted green tea, is something that you might check out. But I would try a good rooibos, see how you feel about it. It's some people really love it, some people really don't sort of bounce off of it, so your mileage may vary, but I think there's some very good ones out there. Anywho, I'm gonna do some line weight on this bad boy. That's what I would like to do. So let me start. I'm gonna start sort of way at the back with our little house and try and make what I'm hoping was house red. Or you know, like close to it, but a little deeper and a little bolder. I'm gonna add some orange to this because I'm not sure if that red is a little bit pinky. Okay, I'll try that. Even though literally all I'm doing with this color, I spent all that time mixing up this color, and you know what I'm gonna do with it? Basically that. Oops! Okay. Well, I should be able to recycle that by adding other things to it and using it for line art for other parts of the painting later on. But in the meantime, thank God, I might take this, add a ton of brown to a little bit of this with a teeny bit of that. Add some more of my storm gray, which is honestly just brown. It really is just brown, but whatever. With 2 strokes of natural brown, just to brown it down a little bit even more. And then make sure that there isn't the tiny bead of water that wants to gather on the little sort of metal ferrule here of my brush, which I do not want, because that is a dangerous, dangerous thing to have, because if that water comes down and does a big blobbo, then it can make a horrible big mess of your painting. And personally, I would love for it to not do that. So, you know. Oh, so I'm adding some texture to the roof here, which is making me think, should I add some texture to the actual, like, exterior of the house as well? And now that I'm here, you know what? Yeah, I am gonna do that because I think it'll be cute. So, gonna pop back in with a little bit of the red. Perhaps a little bit more subtle than the outside lines. But I am gonna add some. That's too subtle, you can't see it. Oh, beans. It's always the fun with trying to be subtle, is that do I end up being too subtle, and then I may as well have not done anything. Because now that's way too bold, I'm going to have to blot that, but having a tiny amount of lines there does give the house a little bit more depth. I don't need the house to have masses of depth, but I just think it would be nice to just incorporate a little detail. So, cool. Okay. Done. Did. Fabulous. Yay. That was fun. Alright. We've also got some, oh, sorry microphone people. We've got some foliage back here, so let me just get some weird definition around the outside of the tree stuff. Does this need it? Probably not, but you know, if I'm gonna start line arting stuff, I should probably be semi-consistent with it. There we go. Okay, and I'll do the tree trunk as well in a minute, but I think in the meantime, before I do that, just get a little, just kind of covering some of the like pencil that I used to sketch in the first place, you know. But it wants to be fairly fuzzy and fairly subtle, I think, at this point. Anyways, I'm having a very exciting dinner for dinner tonight, by the way. I am taking some fish fingers out of the freezer and I'm going to put them in the air fryer and then I'm going to cook them and I will be having some vegetables with it that I will be cooking as well. Yum yum, exciting time, super delicious. Wow. Thrilling stuff, aren't you glad you know about that now? In case you're wondering, I got some broccoli and I've got some peas. Nice times. I think this is filling it out nicely. I feel like even compared to like it nominally we haven't done that much this stream, but it's feeling so much more like its own piece, like its own little like world kind of. You know, with like line weight and stuff. So that's really good. Let me line weight this beautiful lavender feather. That this lovely lady has in her hat. Very handsome. I like the mint tea Aldi has on offer, says Sen. Ooh, it's not peppermint, which I don't really like. Also can't have chamomile because oh no, chamomile upsets your tummy. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I tend not to, I don't often drink chamomile tea just in and of itself, but I do quite like some blends that have chamomile, so oh, that's sad. At least I hope that there are many other teas, I'm sure there are many other teas out there for you to enjoy. There's always fruit teas as well. I like a fruit tea. Something with like, I like an apple cinnamon situation, or like a berry type thing. I got this strawberry rhubarb tea from a tea shop in Canada while we were there. I haven't had any of yet, but oh my god, it smells so good. It smells so good, and I am so excited to get to drink it because it smells so good. Like, oh my hot diggity heck, it smells amazing. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I think I literally just used this flamingo. Is this flamingo? This is pink. Yeah, this is flamingo pink. For this hair bow, so I'm gonna see how that works as a line. Ooh, okay, yeah, that works just fine. Great, grand, good stuff. She's got a very cute little hair bow. Oh, bleth, very cute. But for her little like waistcoat situation, it needs Teekanna, which I'm assuming is a German manufacturer of tea, has many lovely fruity teas I like. Nice. It's usually like, drink chamomile if your stomach's upset. No, it's making it worse for me. Oh no, Sen, I'm so sorry. That's gotta be really frustrating. I mean, at least there are other teas that you can enjoy. Okay, I've kind of darkened it down into this berry hue for the waistcoat here, which is turned out I think to be such a lovely color. I really like it. Struggling to get a really good fine line though. I think the point is trying to go away from this brush. It is possible to get it back. Um, but sometimes after a while, it just gets harder to get your brushes to hold a fine point. Anyways, or at least I find that that's sometimes the case. Da, 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 da. There we go. Yay! She's got a well-defined waistcoat. Ew. Doesn't she look delightful? Okay. So next thing I'm gonna need to do is pick up some of this. Now this sometimes, like, this palette is not, this is coral pink, and I'm like, that's orange. That's just orange? That just looks orange to me. What the heck? I don't know. Sometimes I really feel like calling shenanigans on the names of some of these paints, because I look at it and I'm like, that's not the color you think it is. Like, we went through this with the, with a, I think it was the super granulation paints as well, where they had one that was like, oh, it's blue, and I'm like, that's teal leaning towards just being green. In what universe is that blue? I'm sorry. Like what? No. That's teal. Teal is not the same as blue. Shenanigans. Shenanigans, I tell ya. What, me take these things too seriously? Never. No, I don't. I'm just goofing. I honestly don't mind. I think for the shirt, for like their white shirt waists, I don't want to just use black, because I think it's gonna stand out too much and be too bold for the line weight for such a literal non-color. So I'm just using some of the Storm Gray, which is really brown. I think that's fine. Big puffy sleeves for their big puffy fluffy hamster arms. I think this era works really well for hamsters as well, just because hamsters are real puffy, and so are all of the garments of this period. Big puffy sleeves, big puffy blouses. Everything was puffy. So, you know, this works. This genuinely works for that. Hooray. Okay. Now, for the hattos. For the hattos on my little hamsty buddies. If we kind of pick up some of these colors and just kind of use them, it'll probably be fine. I think it's probably not going to take us too much longer to be done this piece, which is really exciting, because I'd love to post it today if I can. I think that would be quite cool. Obviously, if I'm doing Pride Month stuff, I'd like to post it for Pride Month. Obviously, also, every month is Pride Month, if you want it to be. But just knowing that it's supposedly Pride Month just makes me want to get extra queer with my artworks. Like, my artworks are always queer, but just even more so right now. What else? Give me some brown for the handlebar. I might just gray it out a little bit so it's not super in your face, like so. Okay, my brush isn't wet enough. Yay. Just do. Hopefully it's not too wet now, but it probably is. That's fine. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yay. Yes. Sen, could you please refresh your page? Are you still hearing me? Can you hear me? Because I am, in fact, on art camera. So I would try refreshing page. Okay, that fixed it. Great. Okay, I wasn't sure whether or not you could hear me at that point, if it was, like, frozen. But as far as I can tell, things are transmitting okay, so I'm glad to hear that that fixed it. That was a really scary moment for me. Oh, no. Oh, good. Nick says that they can see and hear me as well. Phew. Okay, that's a relief. Everything is working again. Sometimes Twitch just bees a little bit funky, and I do apologize for that, but unfortunately there's not much I can do about it. Alright, Eyes and Toucan says, ginger tea is usually a good choice. Yes, ginger tea is very good for upset tummies, agree. But pure ginger may not be everyone's cup of tea. Thank you, Eyes and Toucan. I quite agree. I do really love a ginger flavor situation as well, for sure. Sen says, I could hear you and it sounded like you were back on painting shenanigans, so I was like, maybe I should ask. Yeah, definitely worth asking. If it seems like something's wrong, it's usually worth checking in, regardless of whose end it might be, just to be sure. And indeed, I've been painting for, like, probably about 30 minutes, so I'm sorry. It looks like this now, by the way. Hope you approve. Anywho. Okay. I am avoiding doing the hamster flesh because that's like the most important bit and I want to make sure it looks really cute and good. So instead I'm going to do the little wheels and paddles down here. First of all. Like so. And like so. There we go. Happy little bike pedals, and then I think I'm just going to use the same color for the wheelie stuff. It's really good. There was a bit of fluff on the painting. Apologies. Okay. Am I making bike spokes make sense? I don't know. I'm going to add in some more because it feels like there should be more. Are they nice and evenly spaced? Good enough? Good enough? I don't know. Probably not, but Again, don't come to a painter for, like, precise, you know, engineer-esque takes on, what a bike looks like. Is all I shall say on the matter. And you know I'm right. So. Never mind. Okay. Is bike. Yay. Nick says, I'm going to avoid doing the hamster flesh. Very different vibe on Sammy. Aren't was supposed to... Gordon Ramsay! Nick's, no! Oh, that's horrifying. Oh, no. I mean, you're not wrong, but damn. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. All right. We need our sort of racing green-esque color now. So I might actually just use what used to be grass color and just add a little bit more racing green to it so it's a little bit deeper. Like so. And start creating bisecular details. Okay. Is bisecular a word? Absolutely, it's not. But what if it was? It's a fun word. Why not? Anyways, I did look at a lot of 19th century bikes to try and get a good idea of the shape of this piece. So hopefully it reads as like semi-plausible If it looks like they're not riding a bike properly, just bear in mind the fact that they are hamsters. And therefore possibly not professional cyclists. I've killed Sammy, says Nix. Oh no, it's fine. Listen, let me just take a sip of my coffee. I'll be okay. Good. Excellent, nice, like, cocoa hit on the end there. That is a really good coffee. 12 out of 10 do recommend. It is, again, the Nzinza from Red Bank coffee that they've got, at least when I bought it a few weeks ago, that they had on offer. I haven't checked their website. I don't know whether or not it's still available. Oftentimes these things are, you know, small lots that sell out potentially or are very seasonal, as is the case with a lot of coffee, so I don't know, but it's good. Sammy Plausible says I am toucan. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank you. Amazing. Truly. Thank you for blessing us with that pun. Oh, this wheel. These wheels are wiggity wonky. But if I trust anyone to be able to do a successful cyclisme, as the French probably don't say, it is these two beautiful gay lady hamsters. Historians would have found their love letters for many years and been like, oh, they must have been very good friends. Oh, goodness gracious. They were such good friends that they lived together and never married. Huh. Isn't that cute? Good gal pals. Maybe I should start referring to my spouse as my gal pal. This is my gal pal, Twitch user / gal here. My very close friend. I mean, in fairness, my moderator / spouse is my best friend. I'm just gonna pop some shadow underneath the bike. Is it gonna make a lot of sense? Who cares? I just say it looks a little bit weird if there isn't any shadow happening under here, so here it is. There we go. There's shadow under the bike. It makes slightly more sense now. This is Nick saying, this is my roommate, Eddie. They just got married. Congratulations again. You lovely people. Very happy for you. I wish you many, many, many happy forever together. Marriage is nice. I like it. Anyways. Okay. What time is it? Oh, sweet. Okay. So I've got, I think, just enough time to finish off our happy little hamster faces here. Hopefully this is an okay hamster color. Ooh, I need to do their little pink paws, because their paws are kind of pinkish. So if I pull up this color and just add a smidge of this to it. And then make sure that my brush isn't too wet, otherwise my line will be much too thick. Okay. And tiny little, oh my goodness, tiny little hand paws. Teeny tiny little hand paws. And teeny tiny little paw feet. Because, I mean, if you look at hamsters' hand paws and paw feet, they are very teensy and very cute. We love a tiny little hand paw and a tiny little paw foot. In this house, we super do. Okay. I'm gonna actually maybe go over that again with just somewhat more of a brown, because I feel like that didn't come out super well. this might be making it worse. I don't know. I just wanna make sure that you can see their tiny little hand paws and paw feet. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to call them, but they feel like hand paws and paw feet to me, so I am. Nick says thanks, Abby. Y'all are so sweet. No, you. Thank you, thank you. There we go. Okay, I think I fixed it. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Starting with the scariest bit. Actually, no, I'm not going to start with the scariest bit. I'm going to start with their ears, because their ears are much less scary. And I want to do the bits that intimidate me last, because I feel like that's probably a safer way to go about it, actually. Because, yeah. Okay. I always feel like when I'm drawing or painting creatures that have, like, dark colored in eyes like this, they, like, the painting always looks a little bit wrong for a really, really long time until you get to the bit where you've painted in their eyes. Just because their eyes look a little creepy and weird when they're just white with circles. It's like, yes, okay, this is bizarre, where are you going with it? And then you do it and you're like, ah, okay, yeah. I now see the vision. Hopefully, the vision here is good. There we go. A little back of the neck. Just a little bit where it meets the shirt collar. And then obviously, little nosy woes. Oh, she's so happy. She is so happy to be here on this little bike ride with her girlfriend. Oh no. Oh no. This painting is silly and cute, and I think I like it. Oh no. Okay, I've cleaned off my brush and I'm just picking up a tiny amount of this, because what I'd like to do is to just get a little bit of texture into this, like, woven hat, because I think that will really kind of make it feel good, I suppose. Or at least make it feel like it has that sort of woven texture through it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's good. Sam Samsop, hello! Sam Samsop says, I was under the impression that all hamsters were gay Victorian cyclists. Well, perhaps that's true. I don't know. I can't speak for every hamster that exists. There we go. Just adding some little details here and there. Just a little fur. So you can infer that they've got fur. Just some little furry texture there. Okay. Okay. I think I want to stop. Because I think if I can keep tinkering with it and potentially make it worse, or I can call it there and say, you know what, I think this is probably good enough. So I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Anyways, I very much hope that you've all had a good Thursday. I hope that you continue to have a good Thursday if your Thursday is ongoing. I thank y'all for hanging out with me. It's been a quiet day, but hopefully we've had fun. I'll be back tomorrow doing some, I'll be back tomorrow doing some Hollow Knight as usual on Friday mornings. This was really fun. I'm glad we did it. I hope that this has kind of kicked me out of the art rut that I've been in for the last couple of weeks. It's been like trying to get art done in the last like week or two has been like herding cats. If I am cats in this situation. So I'm really hoping that I maybe sort of like jump-started myself out of it and I can just move forward from here. Coasting downwards like two lesbian hamsters in the 19th century riding a bicycle. As you do. Anyways, I hope you all had fun today. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Thursday. Let me see if I can find someone for us to do a little raid on, shall I? Shall I do that? Oh, I do believe I shall. I think there's a ton of people online as far as I can see. Chris says, I love the hamsters. They're so cute. Thank you, Chris. That's very, very kind. I hope you are having a wonderful everything. It's very, very nice to see you. All right. Shall we do a happy little raid? Let me get a generic raid message. Eyes and Toucan says, it was a treat and the hamsters are very cute indeed. Thank you, thank you. I hope that whatever I follow this up with next time I art stram on Monday, I can think of something else cute. I don't know what we're going to do yet, because I haven't drawn it, so I guess we'll all find that out together on Monday, I guess. Here's a generic raid message. If you want to grab the emotes, feel free to grab the emotes. If you're not subbed, you can just say generic raid message, or indeed, sub in whatever emotes you want. It's all good. I'm going to send this to... Let me just check and make sure that this channel isn't just about to finish, which is always possible. But I very hope not. It's not loading. Please don't be about to end. There we go. Okay. I don't think that they're about to end, but who knows. But anyways, I'm starting the raid. We're going to raid Kirsty, because Kirsty's great, and we love Kirsty. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday for the rest of it. You're all breathtaking, and I'm gonna head out now. So yeah, I shall see you all in the next one. And goodbye, and good night. Good night. Where's my mute button? Oh no, stream's broken. Heck, beans. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Goodbye.